Hey everybody, Cynthia here. So this is the third time I'm doing this video. Hopefully we can get through it. It's so funny. I have days where nobody calls me, nobody comes knocking on my door. Today I've had 50 million phone calls, which I forgot to turn my phone off, so that's my fault. And people knocking on my door. Can you believe that? While I'm videoing, that never happens to me. So anyway, like I said, my mom's calling me right now. See, I'm doing a video and my mom's calling. Hey mom, I will call you back when I'm done with the video. In a previous video, I showed you guys these quick, simple, easy washi tape note cards that I made with the coordinating envelope. And I had said to you, wouldn't it be cool, you could put these in a gift box set and give them in racks, your swaps, or, you know, just as a gift to a friend. And then I realized we don't have a box for this size card. So I stopped what I was doing and I made one. And it houses a lot of the envelopes and cards. And even if you don't want to make note cards, it's just a really cute little box that you could put treats in. And of course, I decorated it with washi tape to keep with the same theme. This box measures 3.5 by 4.5 by 1 inch high, and we're going to get started with the assembly. So you guys can make one too if you'd like. Okay, now I'm going to show you really quick on my cutter. I've been asked this several times, and I'm going to answer it right now. The difference between, like, how do you find 1/16 of an inch on your cutter and how do you find your 1/8 of an inch? Okay, so really quick, for those of you that need to know, down here at the bottom of my cutter, between the 2 and the 3, or the 3 and the 4, there are these lines. And if you count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there are 8 lines between from the 3 to the 4. Those are your 1/8 of an inch. So if I say we need a strip that measures 3 3/8, you're going to go to the 3 and then count 1, 2, 3/8 of an inch. That's where you want to line your paper up. Okay? Now the 1/16 of an inch, those are at the top of my cutter. Sorry, I hope I'm not making you all dizzy. Okay? Here's my 2 inch, here's my 3 inch. Here's my 1/8 inch up here, but down here on my actual cutter, you have these little tiny lines. All of these lines in between the 2 and the 3 add up to 16 inches. So you start at the 2 and you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I close enough? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. These are your 1/16 of an inch. So for your lid to this box, we need a paper that measures 5 9/16. So go to your 5 inch mark, which is right here, and count over 9 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the little tiny line right after the 5.5 inch mark. That's 5 9/16. Okay? So you need the paper that measures 5 9/16 by 4 9/16. So go to your 4 and count over 9 and you'll get your 9/16 of an inch. I really hope that helped. I know that when I started doing this again and I was following patterns, I had said to my husband, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't know where my 1/16 of an inch is. And he's like, oh, that's the little ones. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot. Hey, you know what? We haven't been in school for a long time, and I haven't been measuring for a long time, so it's very easy to not know or forget. Anyway, we're going to start with our lid. So 5 9/16 by 4 9/16. We're going to line it up. You can line it up whatever way you want because we're going to score at a 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. So 1/2 inch, flip, 1/2 inch, flip, 1/2 inch, flip, and a 1/2 inch. let's set our lid aside and do our bottom part of our box. The bottom part should measure 6.5 by 5.5. You can line it up however you would like, because we are going to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So 1 inch and flip, 1 inch, flip, 1 inch, flip, and 1 inch. Okay, the really nice thing about this as well is you can get 2 bottoms from 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11, and you can get 2 lids by 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11. So I love that. You don't need to waste paper. Okay, let's work on our bottom of our box. We're going to fold up our score lines. And then we're going to cut in the corners, and we're going to cut straight up on the score line to meet the other score line. Okay, so here are our 4 corners. I'm going to trim up this score line to meet the next one. And what that does is just creates a little flap. Okay, now I'm going to take a little piece of that flap off, kind of at an angle. And the reason why I do that is because we're going to be folding this piece on the inside of the box, and then this flap is going to come up and meet it. And when those two meet, I like this part to be flush. Okay, nothing's sticking out like that. So if you trim off that little angle there, when you do that, it pretty much guarantees that's going to be flush and nothing's going to be sticking out. Okay, so we're going to do that to all 4 sides. Cut straight up to meet the next score line, and then cut a little bit of an angle off of your flap. Okay, flip it around, do the same thing here. Pardon me. Okay, and then once that's done, this is the inside of my box. So what I'm going to do is flip it over to the outside. And I'm just using this tape runner. I picked this one up at Hobby Lobby. It's not acid free, which is fine. I'm good with that because this is a project I don't really necessarily need acid free tape for. I saved my more expensive acid free tape for my photo albums and things that I'm actually going to be having photographs near. These types of projects where you're just making them to hand out, you don't necessarily need acid free tape for, because you know, you're not going to have photos near them. Okay. And they're cheaper, so it'll save you money in the long run. So I'm going to run on all 4 flaps some adhesive. And like I said, this is the outside of my box. You can use liquid glue if you'd like. Just make sure that you don't add too much, because if it's too wet, it will warp your box. Okay? So now that we have adhesive on the outside of our flaps, we're going to flip it back around. You're going to be folding up this side. This flap's going to go on the inside, like I said before. And this one is going to meet up with it. And you're just going to push that down. Same thing over here. Flip it on the inside. Bring the other flap up to meet. Inside, bring the other flap up to meet it. And this side. Okay, we just created the bottom of our box, and like I said, can fit in a bunch of cards and envelopes. You have to fold the flat part of your envelope down to fit them in, but they fit in perfectly. Okay, now the bottom of this box, I put washi tape all around the bottom, so we're going to do the same thing with this one. This is actually going to probably make my box a little bit stronger. All this tape on it, right? This is a fun, easy way to decorate your box and finally start using up some of that washi tape, guys. We're done. Peel that piece off. That bottom's finished. Okay, now on to the top. We're going to fold up our score lines, and we're going to make this box pretty much the same way we made the other one. The only difference is before I cut into my box, I'm going to fold the 2 side flaps down. And I'm going to decorate it with washi tape only because it's easier to do it at this point. So let me get a bunch of these out and start decorating. And this is pretty much the same way I did the cards. They're so simple. And you could do them in any theme. You don't have to do them in Halloween, because I know a lot of you don't celebrate Halloween. You could do them for fall, Christmas, birthday, any occasion you would like. Okay, so I usually do the bottom and the top of the box first. And where did I put that other tape? Here it is. I think I'm going to stand up for this so I can see where I'm lining it up. Sorry about my camera, guys. Do orange like the last one. I'm going to use this skinny tape. Looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. And then right in the middle, I will finish it off with this purple spooky tape. Okay, so let's put our tape aside, and I'm going to run my bone folder over the tape, make sure it's really down well. Peel up my box, and I'm going to trim it off just like I trimmed it off of my card. Now be careful you don't cut into your box, which I do have a tendency to do if I rush. So I'm going to try not to do that. This part's a little sticky. I'm so excited about this because I have a ton of washi tape. I really want to start using some of it up before it goes bad, you know? It doesn't stick well anymore or something, I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to open my box back up, and I'm going to cut on those score lines just like I did for the bottom and do my little angle. Okay, cut up, little angle. Same thing on this corner. Cut straight up, make a little angle, straight up, and a little angle. Now I'm going to flip my box to the outside, fix my camera here. I'm going to put adhesive on those little flaps we just made, and we'll put it together. So like I said, if you don't want to make the note cards, that's okay. It's a cute little box you can put treats in for somebody. Whoop. Little flap goes inside. Big flap comes up to meet it. Same thing over here. Pinch it with your fingers so it stays really well. Same thing over here. And same thing over here. So we got our lid finished. Put that on top of our box. And we're good to go, guys. So I hope you guys, if you make them, have fun creating them. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.